Close your eyes for a moment and picture it. A warm summer's day in Britain. The distant jingle of green sleeves echoing down the street, and a stampede of children racing with coins clutched tightly in their hands. For decades, the ice cream van wasn't just a source of treats, it was a symbol of childhood, of community, of those long, lazy afternoons that seemed to stretch on forever. But as time has passed, many of the classics we once adored have quietly disappeared, leaving only sweet, sticky memories behind. Today, we rate peeling back the wrapper on the past as we look back at 10 ice cream van treats that have vanished in the UK. Get ready for a serious dose of nostalgia. Kicking things off at number 10, it's the Mivvy. For anyone who grew up in the 70s and 80s, the Mivvy was the ultimate solution to a classic dilemma. Ice cream or ice lolly? With the Mivvy, you got both. It was this genius hybrid of a fruity ice lolly shell with a creamy vanilla ice cream core. It was the best of both worlds, perfect for those who just couldn't make up their minds. You'd get that initial burst of strawberry or orange refreshment, followed by that smooth, satisfying vanilla center. Sadly, as the years went by and suppliers started pushing newer, trendier desserts, the Mivvy became harder and harder to find on the road. Today, it lives on mostly in the memories of those who remember its unique and delicious magic. Next up, at number 9, we have a treat that bridged the gap between the freezer aisle and the street corner, the Arctic Roll from the van. Now, you might remember the Arctic Roll as a staple of 60s and 70s home freezers. That iconic swirl of vanilla ice cream wrapped in a light sponge cake with a layer of jam. But for a glorious period, you could actually buy a slice of this dessert right from your local ice cream van. Imagine that. It was perfect for impromptu garden parties or a special Sunday tea treat without having to plan ahead. As supermarket freezer sections expanded and tastes changed, the Vanside Arctic Roll became a thing of the past. It still makes the occasional comeback in stores, but the novelty of getting it fresh from the van is a lost luxury. Rolling into our number 8 spot is the Funny Face range. Long before emojis, Cornetto gave us a line of quirky, cartoon-faced ice creams that were an absolute hit with kids. Each one had its own distinct personality and flavor, from a cheeky strawberry character to a cool cola one. The real fun was in collecting them and comparing with your friends to see which face you got. They weren't just a treat, they were a mini experience, adding a playful twist to your afternoon snack. But like many fads of the era, the Funny Face range had melted out of fashion by the 1980s, leaving behind only the happy memories of their fun, edible personalities. At number 7, we have a lolly that felt just a little bit rebellious, the cider lolly. Yes, you heard that right, a cider-flavored ice lolly. Popular back in the 1970s, it had this tangy, refreshing taste that was completely different from the standard fruity flavors. For a kid, there was a definite cheeky thrill in eating something that felt a bit grown-up. It was that little taste of harmless rebellion on a hot day. Of course, as the years went on and flavors became more exclusively child-focused, the cider lolly eventually disappeared from the menu boards. But for those who remember it, it was an unforgettable taste of a slightly more daring time. Our number 6 spot goes to a treat that was part dessert, part treasure hunt, the Screwball with bubblegum. This was the one every child secretly hoped for. It came in a clear, plastic cone filled with delicious raspberry ripple ice cream. But the real prize was the bright blue gumball, waiting for you right at the very bottom. The whole experience was a race against time. You had to slurp your way through the ice cream as fast as you could to get to the gum before everything turned into a sticky, melted mess. As concerns about single-use plastic grew and taste evolved, the classic Screwball slowly fell out of fashion, leaving behind only sweet memories of sticky hands and bright blue stained tongues. Now, at number 5, we have an underrated hero of the ice cream van menu, the chalk ice sandwich. Simple, classic, and loved by pretty much everyone, it was a thick block of vanilla ice cream pressed between the soft, rectangular chocolate biscuits. It wasn't flashy or complicated, but it was incredibly satisfying, filling, and always affordable. It was the perfect, no-fuss treat. But in the world of ice cream, trends move fast. As more elaborate and exciting options started appearing, the humble chalk ice sandwich got pushed to the side, and by the 1990s, it had vanished from most ice cream vans. It's a testament to the simple pleasures. Breaking into the top 4, it's the original Fab. Now, I know what you're thinking, you can still buy Fabs today. But hear me out. The Fab of the 70s was a different beast entirely. Before the modern reboots, the original Fab was coated with actual, crunchy chocolate sprinkles, not the multicolored ones we see now. It had a rich, unmistakable vanilla core and that classic strawberry fruit ice shell. It was the perfect reward after a day of school sports or a long bike ride. Over time, the recipe changed, the sprinkles became rainbow-colored, and the original texture and feel were lost. The old-school fab remains a lost treasure of those golden summers. At number 3, who could possibly forget the wonderfully weird funny feet? It was exactly what it sounded like, a pink, foot-shaped ice cream on a stick, sometimes with a cheeky smile imprinted on it. It was silly, it was slightly strange, but it was absolutely delicious with its creamy strawberry flavor. It was the kind of treat that made you giggle just by looking at it. For kids in the 80s, it was an iconic choice. By the 1990s, however, it had been quietly retired from most vans, leaving a foot-shaped hole in our hearts. Though it has made brief returns, the original magic of finding it on the van menu is a memory many cherish with a grin. Our runner-up, at number 2, is a true icon from the space race era, the Zoom Rocket Lolly. Shaped like a futuristic rocket ship, the Zoom was every kid's dream during the 1960s and 70s. With its bold, patriotic stripes of red, orange, and yellow, it felt like you were holding a piece of outer space right in your hands. It was the perfect accessory for an afternoon spent dreaming of galactic adventures. Its flavors of strawberry, orange, and pineapple were a classic combination. As newer, flashier brands took over the freezer space, the Zoom slowly blasted off into oblivion, leaving behind stellar memories of summer holidays spent under the sun. And finally, at our number 1 spot, the most missed ice cream van treat has to be the Jubbly. Long before juice boxes and pouches took over, there was the glorious Jubbly. It was a simple, pyramid-shaped cardboard carton filled with frozen orange juice. The real joy was in the struggle peeling back the soggy cardboard corners and slurping the icy, sweet delight until your tongue was practically frozen. It was cheap, it was cheerful, and it was messy in the absolute best way possible. But as packaging evolved and the demand for healthier, less sugary options grew, the classic Jubbly slowly melted away from ice cream vans, becoming a true relic of a bygone era. The sound of the ice cream van may still roll through British streets today, but the menu has certainly changed forever. These vanished treats are little time capsules, reminding us of long afternoons, sticky fingers, and the pure, simple joy of a frozen treat on a summer's day. They may be gone, but in our memories, they're sweeter than ever. Which one of these classic ice cream van treats do you remember the most? Is there one we missed? Let us know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more nostalgia journeys. Thanks for watching.